Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the session. You are with me, Arun Sharma, and we are doing previous year questions, frequently asked previous year questions. Part 2 is what we are doing now of the session. And without any further ado, let's start with our discussion on further questions. And it's important for you to understand the past year questions and know the past year questions because of the fact that you will always have repetitions of logic and question types and questions in the CAT and all exams that you look at. So we have done these first three questions yesterday. So we'll start off with the first question for today, and this is the question that you see on your screen. I'll give you a couple of minutes to solve it, and then we will look at trying to look at how or what is the process to get the answer to this question. So the question reads, the smallest integer n such that n cube minus 11n square plus 32n minus 28 is greater than 0. What is the smallest integer that has this property? The smallest integer n says that n cube minus 11n square plus 32n minus 28 is greater than 0. What's the smallest integer that has this property? So if I look at this question, we want n cube minus 11n square plus 32n minus 28 to be greater than 0. This is the question. You want this to be greater than 0, and this question basically belongs to the inequality chapter, and you can deal with this through inequalities and a mix of thinking around inequalities and functions. So let's just look at what you do in this in a question like this. तो ये क्वेश्चन में करना ये होता है कि since you have this information or this inequality in front of you, and the question is talking about the smallest integer n. So if you look at, let's say, whether n will be on the negative side of the number line, 0 or positive side. So if you look at the negative side of the number line, that means when you take values of n in less than 0, or let's say you take values of n at 0. At 0, you can see very clearly that the value of this expression is going to be 0 minus 0 plus 0 minus 28. So at n equals 0, the value of the expression is negative. So if you go ahead and try to check what happens at other values of n, so n equals 1 pe, you will see that this is 1, or before you go to n equals 1, if you try to go to n negative, 0 पे तो negative है दिख गया, n negative पे अगर जाओगे तो you will realize that n cube will be a negative value, minus 11n square will also be a negative value, plus 32n will also be a negative value, and minus 28 anyway is negative. तो n जब नेगेटिव जाओगे तो there is no chance for this expression to become greater than 0. It's not going to happen. So your first deduction in this question is that we have to check for n positive. So for positive values of n, when you start to check and you do a random check at n equals 1, and here your calculation speed and calculation skills come into the picture, कि कितने numbers पे check करना पड़ेगा, you have to be ready for that. So n equals 1 पे 1 minus 11 plus 32 minus 28, we can clearly see that the negatives are larger than the positives. So n equals 1 पे ये negative आ रहा है, n equals 2 अगर मैं try करता हूँ So 8 minus 20 minus 44 plus 64 minus 28 ends up giving me a value of 0 at n equals 2. But they have not asked us for equal to 0, they have asked us for the expression to be greater than 0 only. So 2 पे n equals 2 पे ये 0 आ रहा है, तो this is not qualifying for the smallest number, smallest integer greater than 0, which smallest integer that gives me a value which is positive for this expression. So this number is not qualifying. So if I go at n equals 3, this minus 28 of course is same. So what I can now change is ये minus 28 को हटा के what I can try to say is that I want this expression to be greater than 28. So n equals 3 में ये 27 है, ये 96 है और ये minus 99 है. तो 123 minus 99 is just 24. So unless it is more than 28, I will not get a positive value for the expression. And in fact, you can also simplify the expression to n into n square minus 11n plus 32. You want this expression to be greater than 28. So 3 पे अगर try करोगे तो 3 into 9 plus 32 minus 33. So this will be a faster calculation than this. तो तुम्हारा 41 minus 33 8 आएगा, 8 into 3 24 आएगा. So this is not going to be there. So what you can do is at this point you can shift your template from the original expression to this expression that I have written on the right side. So if I want to check for n equals 4, and now again for n equals 4, if I want to check this, when n is 4, for the whole expression to be greater than 28, I need this to be more than 7. So 16 plus 32 minus 4 minus 44 gives me only 4 here. 32 plus 16, 48 minus 44. So this is not going to be the value. 5 पे, and since n square minus 11n plus 32 will always be an integer, it cannot be a decimal. So I want this number to be at least 6. 6 or more is okay. So when I put n as 5, I realize that to make this product greater than 28, I need the inside bracket to be more than 6 or more than 6. So with n equals 5, I've got 25 plus 32, 57 minus 55. So this is how you can actually reduce the calculation, because otherwise if you had done it on the original, the calculation for n equals 5 would have been 125 minus 275, 25 into 11, plus 160 minus 28. And you can compare the calculations of this with the calculations of this. So always keep your eyes and ears open for a little bit of these algebraic transformations, as I call it. Keep your eyes and ears open, keep your mind open to be able to do this. So n equals 5 पे भी नहीं आ रहा है. So I'll just repeat what I have done here. I have transformed this in two parts. First part I have said that if I remove the minus 28, then the remaining part of the expression will have to be greater than 28. That's the first part. If I get rid of the minus 28, I'll have to make sure that this part is greater than 28. That's the first reaction. And for this part to be greater than 28, this part can also be written by taking n common, because there's an n in all the three parts of this expression. With n common, I can do n square minus 11n plus 32. I can change to this. And once I change to this, I'm now trying to see that this expression has to be greater than 28. And for this expression to be greater than 28 with n as 5, I need this part to be 6 or more. So with n as 5, I check whether I get 6 or more in this. I do not. So when I go to n as 6 for my next check, when I go to n as 6 for my next check, the inside part has to be 5 or more. And that's where I was saying that the inside part is always an integer. So you can't have a 4.66 to be equal to 28. So it has to be 5 or more. Because if this part is 5 or more, then 6 into 5 or more will give me greater than 28. So with n is 6, this is 36. This is 32. 36 plus 32 is 68. And this is the negative value, which is minus 66. So I do not get the value as 5 or more. तो 6 पे भी आंसर नहीं आ रहा है हम लोग का. और फिर सेवन्थ क्वेश्चन पे, सेवन्थ वाली पे देखते हैं. NS7 पे अगर चेक करते हैं, NS7 ये पूरा करना पड़ा था CAT में. NS7 पे चेक करते हैं तो आई नीड दिस इनसाइड ब्रैकेट टू बी ग्रेटर देन 5 और ग्रेटर देन 5. Because 4 पे 7 into 4 28 आएगा. I cannot take a 4 value. So with n is 7, this is 49, this is 32, 81 minus 77. So I'm getting the inside part as exactly 4. 81 minus 77 is exactly 4. So this is not going to give me the answer. So n is 7 पे नहीं हो रहा है. और that clearly also means that n is 8 पे हो जाएगा. I'll just explain that logic to you. But अगर इसको ट्रायल एंड एरर से भी करोगे तो n is 8 पे you need this number, this bracket to be 4 or more. So with 8 as n, you'll get 64 minus 88 plus 32. So you get 96 minus 8, and you see that this is definitely greater than 28 because this is greater than 4 or more, and hence this n as 8 satisfies the expression. So the least value of n, the question, if you remember, was the least value of n, smallest integer n, says that this is greater than 0. The answer to that is n is equal to 8. Right? और 7 पे जब तुम इसको equal to 0 देखे थे, तो उस point पे 8 का check you could have removed in this question, because what you can realize is that if I have got this as my x-axis, तो मेरा जो ग्राफ होता है क्यूबिक फंक्शन का, अगर n यहाँ पे इंक्रीज कर रहा है, क्यूबिक फंक्शन का जो ग्राफ होता है वो, if you plot some values, so we know that at n is equal to 0, this value is minus 28. So this graph normally cuts the x-axis 3 times, and then it goes up. If n cube is positive, if the coefficient of n cube is positive, this is how the graph looks. So as we tried the values of different values of n, we had seen that at n equals 2, this was positive. This was 0. The expression was 0. At n equals 2, the expression was 0. And at n equals 3, the expression was negative. Now, for this to happen, this part has to come back down before 3. Otherwise 3 पे तुमको positive मिलता. या तो ये होगा या ये होगा. So either case, once it goes down, it will remain down, and then once it hits 0 again, which we can see in this value putting exercise, that 7 पे 0 फिर से hit हुआ, तो उसके आगे ये ग्राफ बढ़ता ही जाएगा हमेशा, उसके बाद पॉजिटिव ही रहेगा. तो once you had realized कि it was 0 at 2 and it was again 0 at 7, you could realize that 8 पे अपने आप 0 होगा. You do not need to check that. But anyway, that was a small thing in this question. The main thing in this question was the other part of this. Now, to all of you, just a small reminder. I am also available on Unacademy Plus, and on Unacademy Plus, my courses on CAT, data interpretation, and logical reasoning keep happening from time to time. And also problem solving courses on quants. I take some of them on Unacademy Plus. So Unacademy Plus pay currently my course is running in March are the foundation course of data interpretation, the foundation course on data interpretation. That's something which is currently running. I just finished yesterday an advanced course in arithmetic, and going through the year मेरे और courses Unacademy Plus पे आने वाले हैं. End of this month, this was an advanced course in arithmetic. So I do advanced and foundation courses on DI and LR. So foundation course of LR is going to start on 31st of March, and it's a comprehensive 24-hour course with 12 classes spread across different areas of logical reasoning. It's a good course to act for anybody who's starting to prepare for reasoning. So this course will give you an entire spectrum of what reasoning is all about. और ये कोर्स एज आई सेड 31st मार्च को स्टार्ट हो रहा है, और then around 13-14 April a foundation and strategy course for CAT is starting, in which I'm going to deal with foundation and strategy course for CAT is starting, which is in which I'm going to deal with problem solving approaches and strategic planning for different chapters and different areas of the quants portion, as well as DI and LR. So this course, as I said, is starting off on 14th April from my side, and coming up in the near future would be advanced courses on DI, advanced course on LR, and one-off courses also. Sometimes I might do a verbal course or a past year CAT papers course or stuff like that. So these are going to keep happening from time to time from my side. And if you want to join Unacademy Plus, you can use my promo code. The promo code is Arun.yt. Arun.yt is the promo code. इस promo code को use कर सकते हो. You'll get a 10% discount on the existing fees if you use this promo code. Right, so let's come back to the next question now. This is the next question. I want you to first try to solve this on your own, and then I'll explain the solution to this to you and the logic to you. Have a look at this question first. So the question says a water tank has two types of inlets. A water tank has inlets of two types, A and B. Hi Mitesh, welcome to the session. So water tank has inlets of two types, A and B. All inlets of type A, when open, bring in water at the same rate. All inlets of type B, when open, bring in water at the same rate. तो इस इंफॉर्मेशन को अगर मैं यहाँ डाल लूँ अपने सॉल्विंग शीट पे, तो व्हाट आई गेट इज दैट देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ इनलेट्स, inlet A and inlet B in a water tank, and there are multiple inlet A's and multiple inlet B's, multiple numbers of those. Hi Karan, welcome. 48 answer नहीं है इसका मितेश. 48 is not the right answer. The empty tank is completely filled in 30 minutes if 10 inlets of type A and 45 inlets of type B are open. Now you should just focus on this language and try to make out or try to work out what to do with this language. So an empty tank is filled in 30 minutes if 10 inlets of type A and 45 inlets of type B are open. So let's assume that the capacity of a type A inlet is A liters per minute or A and B liters per minute. So 10A plus 45B for 30 minutes. This will be the amount of water filled in the vessel. And you have an option at this point, right at this point, of shifting the units of A and B to per hour, in which case you could have written 10A plus 45B into half. Now both these options are correct, both these languages are correct. इसमें left वाले में what you have done is you have taken the A and B in terms of liters per minute, and in the right one you have taken A and B as liters per hour, and you have replaced minutes by hours there. So let's see, यहाँ पे वो trigger activate नहीं होता है, लेकिन इस point पे जब तुम next statement देखते हो इस question का, and in 1 hour if 8 inlets of type A and 18 inlets of type B are open, so you realize that it's easier to go on that side. और ये conversion तुम automatically पहले point में नहीं किए तो इस point पे कर लेना चाहिए कि 8A plus 18B into 1. Because if you're, and basically the logic here is that this also fills the tank and this also fills the tank. So logic here is the equality of these two. और इस equality को अगर तुम minutes में करते तो you would have done this as 10A plus 18B. अगर minutes में करते तो 10A plus 18B into 60 कर सकते थे इसको. Right? So whichever way you do it, यहाँ पे भी जब equal करोगे तो ये कट जाएगा और ये 2 हो जाएगा. तो अगर इस पे solve करते हैं हम, सॉरी यहाँ पे 8A आएगा. This should be 8A. So if I solve on this, so I'll get 10A plus 45B is equal to 16A plus 36B. And once I get there and I start solving further, what I get is 6A is equal to 9B. So A is equal to 1.5B. तो अगर A equals 1.5B है, एक बार ये मिल जाता है तुमको, तो तुम based on this expression और ये structure of question अगर देखोगे तो this is exactly the same structure as man, woman, children वाला जो question होता है time and work में. तो total work को तुम A को B के terms में डाल के या B को A के terms में डाल के either A के terms में total work define कर सकते हो या B के terms में total work define कर सकते हो. So you have two options at this point. We look at what the question tells us to do, but एक total work ये हो सकता है कि this 8A is 12B because 1A is 1.5B, 12B plus 18B and the work is 12A plus 18B into 60. So 1800B is the work because the original work was 60 in this case. So 1800B is the work. Or you could have also transformed the 18B into A and done it that way. But ठीक है, चलो इस पे देखते हैं. The question says, in how many minutes will the empty tank get filled if 7A and 27B are open? 7 inlets of type A and 27 inlets of type B are open. तो इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए your solution can be based on this logic. If I am opening 7 inlets of type A and 27 inlets of type B, this is equivalent to 10.5 inlets of type B and 27 inlets of type B. So effectively we are doing 37.5 inlets of type B. And 37.5 inlets of type B into how much time will give me 1800B. तो इसको सॉल्व करूँगा. I think Mitesh was right. The answer will come out as 1800 by 37.5 or 3600 by 75. Which is basically nothing but if you do this calculation in this form, 36 into 4 by 3, तो ये 48 आ जाएगा. इसमें मैंने 100 को अलग कर दिया है और 100 by 75 को 4 by 3 कर लिया. तो इस क्वेश्चन में a simpler way to solve this would have been to take it into hours. So if I go back to my original statement, 30 minutes if 10A and 45B are open means the work is 10A. Let me just, so 48 तो आंसर आ जाएगा इसका. But if I go it the other way, I can do it this way. कि if I go with the hours, 10A plus 45B, do the work in half an hour. 8A plus 18B does the work in 1 hour. These two can be equated. So what you get is 3A, because this will be 5A and this is 8A, so 8A minus 5A, 3A. And यहाँ पे 22.5B and 18B है, तो 3A is equal to 4.5B. So A is equal to 1.5B. So if I use that in this, I have got my total work as 12B plus 18B. My total work is 30B. And now when I am using 7 inlets of pipe A and 17 inlets of pipe B, 7 and 27 inlets of pipe B. So 27 inlets of pipe B is like having 7 inlets of pipe A is like having 10.5 inlets of pipe B. So you are effectively doing a work which is 30B using 37.5B pipes. So the time required, work rate is 37.5 and work to be done divided by work rate is always going to give me the time. So इसको यूज़ करूँगा तो 4 by 5 hours आ जाएगा यहाँ पे, because मैंने यहाँ पे 1.5 को hours में लिया है. So 4 by 5 hours is the same as 48 minutes. So this might be a faster calculation for the same question. So I guess that ends up my session with you for today, and I'll pick up more questions in the next session, and keep looking forward to having some of you in my Unacademy Plus classes. Arun.yt is my promo code. Please use it to enter. Please use it to join Unacademy Plus. And with that, I'll take leave. And God bless everybody. Stay safe and make sure that you use this time for your maximum benefit. Bye bye.